Okay, so let's talk about one of the absolute toughest challenges in tech for 2026, building medical software. Seriously, it's not just about writing clean code or having a slick design anymore. It's like you're trying to navigate this crazy maze of regulations while also fundamentally changing how healthcare even works. So today, we're going to break down exactly how you'd build a modern medical staff scheduling system step by step. So why does this matter so much? Well, take a look at this number, $7 million. That's the high end of what a single hospital can lose in just 1 year from high nurse turnover. And a huge, huge driver of that turnover? Poor, clunky, inefficient scheduling. This isn't just some minor inconvenience. We're talking about a massive financial drain that absolutely tanks staff morale and ultimately hurts patient care. And that's exactly where the opportunity is. The right software can totally fix this problem. But it's gotta be more than just a digital calendar. Building this kind of system today is a multi-layered challenge. You need a solid foundation, a blueprint that plays by healthcare's very strict rules, and a clear vision for an intelligent, even autonomous future. All right, let's start with layer one, the foundation. Before we even think about AI or all the fancy integrations, we need a system that's just rock solid and totally focused on the user. Any great piece of medical software starts with deeply understanding the people who are going to use it every single day. It really does all start with the administrator's command center. From this one dashboard, an admin has to manage everything, adding new doctors, defining what services are offered, and getting that crucial high-level view of performance, from earnings all the way to appointment volume. Then, you've got the doctor's perspective. For them, it has to be simple. They need an easy-to-use interface to manage their own world, seeing their appointments, quickly updating their availability, and tracking their own stats. The key here is making it fast and completely doctor-friendly. And of course, the patient. The patient portal is basically their front door to the entire hospital. They've got to be able to log in securely, find the right doctors, book their appointments, and see their history without any hassle. A smooth patient experience isn't just nice to have, it's absolutely essential. Okay, so we've got our basic features mapped out. But in healthcare, you're not just building for users, you're building for a super regulated industry. So let's move on to the second layer, the blueprint for actually doing this the right way. And this right here is what separates a little side project from a professional medical tool. Having the right features, sure, that gets you in the game. But building it right, with security and compliance baked in from day one, that's how you win. In the United States, it all begins with HIPAA. Honestly, you should just think of it as the core rulebook that governs how all patient health information is protected. If you're building software for healthcare, you have to live and breathe this stuff. Now, what's really interesting is seeing how compliance is changing for 2026. First, every single third-party tool you use has to sign what's called a Business Associate Agreement, or BAA, no exceptions. Second, encryption is mandatory for all patient data, period. And third, with AI becoming pretty standard, you need to have super strict governance policies for how your AI partners are handling that data. These are the new table stakes. And following all these rules means you need the right tools. You just can't get to this level of security with any old technology. You need a professional, HIPAA-eligible tech stack from the very beginning. Trust me, trying to bolt on compliance later is always way harder and way more expensive. And this is a pretty good picture of what a modern tech stack for this looks like. For a scheduling app, you'd probably use a cross-platform mobile framework so it works on any phone, a real-time backend to keep everything synced up, a totally encrypted database for security, and then specialized, HIPAA-eligible services for things like video calls and user logins. And all of it would be running on a major cloud provider that will sign that crucial BAA. So with a solid compliant foundation in place, now we can add the next layer, intelligence. This is where the software really transforms from just being a simple tool into a smart, connected platform that's actively making things more efficient. And the impact here is just staggering. When AI gets integrated into the scheduling process, conflicts can drop by 40%, and the average patient wait time gets cut from 15 minutes down to just 9. I mean, this isn't a small tweak, it's a massive leap in efficiency. But how does it actually work? Well, the magic is really in machine learning. The system analyzes the actual history of all the past appointments, and it starts to learn patterns, like which time slots are more likely to be no-shows or how long certain procedures really take. It becomes predictive, not just reactive. But here's the thing, a smart system that's stuck in a silo is pretty much useless. For that intelligence to be truly powerful, your software has to be able to talk to all the other systems in the healthcare world, like the main electronic health record, or EHR. And that's where something called FHIR comes in. Just think of it as the universal translator for health data. It's the modern standard that lets all these different systems securely exchange information, finally breaking down those incredibly frustrating data silos. So all this brings us to the final layer, the horizon. What's next? In 2026, we're not just seeing a technological shift, we're seeing a fundamental change in the entire business model of software itself, moving from a tool you use to an agent that works for you. Just look at this comparison. For years, we've lived in the SaaS world, software as a service. You pay a fee for a license to use a tool. The new model is agent as a service, or AGAS, and here you're not paying for a tool at all. You're paying for a resolved outcome. You pay for the successfully scheduled patient. You pay for the approved insurance claim. The whole value proposition shifts from just providing access to actually guaranteeing performance. This is a huge deal because it means the software's goals become perfectly aligned with the hospital's goals. Now, the engine that powers this big shift is something called a large action model, or LAM. Unlike large language models which just, generate text, LAMs take action. They can understand a complex goal, like schedule a follow-up for this patient next month with Dr. Smith, and then actually execute all the steps. It'll check the doctor's calendar, cross-reference the patient's availability, verify insurance, book the slot, and send confirmations to everyone all on its own, without a human clicking through 5 different screens. This quote just nails it perfectly. The software is no longer this passive tool you have to operate. It's becoming an active digital coworker, handling all the administrative headaches and freeing up clinicians to focus on what they do best, taking care of patients. And this really is the ultimate question for the future of healthcare and, honestly, all knowledge work. As these autonomous agents get more and more integrated into our daily workflows, the challenge for all of us is going to be to redefine our own roles and figure out how we can best collaborate with our new digital coworkers.